Yeah, good day. Today we are discussing the Erikson stages of psychosocial development. Before we get into the 8 stages, I want you to understand why this theory is actually interesting. Because when you hear the word human development, you might immediately think about the children growing taller, learning how to walk, going to school, getting job, getting married, growing older, and eventually dying. But human development is much deeper than that. There is also development of who you are becoming as a person, your confidence, your ability to trust, your independence, your identity, your relationship, and your sense of purpose. Even the way you look back at your life. This is where Erikson theories become interesting. Erikson believed that throughout our lives, we pass through 8 psychological stages. At each stage, we face a major psychological conflict. Now, when I say conflict, I don't necessarily mean that something terrible has happened. It simply means that life presents us with questions and challenges that we have to navigate. And how we respond to these challenges can influence the person we become. Let's look at them as 8 questions life asks us. The first stage is trust versus mistrust. The first stage happened during the infancy, roughly from birth to around 2 to 3 years. So the question here is, can I trust the world? Think about a baby. A baby cannot provide food for themselves, so they cannot protect themselves. They can't explain what they need. When they are hungry, they cry. When they are uncomfortable, they cry. When they need attention, they cry. And gradually, through the way the caregivers respond to them, the children begin to develop an understanding of the world. Because if they consistently receive care, comfort, attention, and begin to developing a sense that the world is safe enough, someone will respond when they need help. That is when the trust begin. But when the care is constantly unpredictable or absent, they might develop greater mistrust. And here is where this becomes interesting. Sometimes we grow up and forget that some of our earliest experience can influence how we relate to the world. Think about an adult that finds it extremely difficult to trust people. Someone says, I'm here for you, and immediately they think, let's see how long that lasts. So someone becomes close to them and they started looking for the moment that the person will leave. Now, that doesn't automatically mean that their childhood explains everything about them. Human being, we are much more complicated than that. But it reminds us of something important. Our earliest experience can influence the way we learn to see the world. So this is where I'm going to stop for this stage one. We will continue. Follow me or subscribe so that you're able to see my notification when I drop the stage two, which is going to be the autonomy versus shame and doubt.